Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, The Fallen Pages. Today's book is The Ismaili Assassins by James Waterson. So the book provides an insightful exploration of one of the most enigmatic and misunderstood groups in history of Islam, the Nizari Ismailis, also known as the Assassins. In Arabic terms, it's Hashashins, I believe. And through meticulous research, the writer delves into the origins and ideological perspective and historical impact of the group, dispelling myths while contextualizing their infamous reputation. So the evolution of the Nizari Ismailis, the Assassins, an offshoot of Shia Islam, the sect in Islam, Sunni and Shia, this is part of the Shia Islam, focuses on their rise during the 11th and the 12th centuries under the leadership of Hassan al-Sabah, who was the leader of the Hashashins. And the book explores this establishment of strongholds in Persia and Syria, particularly the Alamut castle where they resided, and their innovative use of espionage, selective assassination, and psychological warfare to challenge their political systems and religious entities, including the Abbasid Caliphate and the Seljuk Empire. Writer James Waterson challenges the romanticized and vilified perceptions of the Hashashins, the assassins, perpetuated by the Crusaders and the Orientalists writers. He uncovers the political and theological motivations behind their actions, highlighting their struggle for survival in the hostile Sunni-dominated world, which was another sect in the Islam which still exists today. The Nizari Ismailis, this Hashashin sect, are portrayed as masters of strategies who relied on intelligence and precision rather than brute force. The writer emphasizes their ability to create fear and respect among their enemies, securing their autonomy for centuries despite their limited resources. So this book also delves into the esoteric nature and philosophy of the Hashashins of the Ismaili theology, which combined Islamic teachings with elements of Greek philosophy and mysticism. Waterson, the writer, explains how their belief in a hidden imam and emphasizes on intellectual inquiry distinguished them from other Islamic groups. So the enduring myths of the assassins, including tales of drug-induced loyalty and fanatical devotion, are addressed in this book. And the writer demonstrates how these legends, though largely unfounded, contributed to their mystique and inspired the modern usage of the term assassin, which was derived from the word Hashashin, according to this book. Symbology plays a subtle yet profound role in the book. Exploration in the book of the Ismaili assassins, because they are underscoring how symbols and their interpretation shape their identity and mystique and influence of the enigmatic group. Throughout the book, the writer illuminates the symbolic dimensions of the assassins' Hashashins' practices, strongholds, and legends, revealing how these elements contributed to their enduring impact. The book is also filled with several illustrations also and images of their place, the castle and the Alamut, the place they're used to reside in. And you see this? It also has the whole history, Persian and Arabic manuscripts, images inside. Their wars with empires and caliphates are also mentioned in shape of manuscripts in the book. Assassin's Creed franchise, a really quite famous franchise for games, owes much of its thematic and historical foundation to the legendary Nizari Ismailis, the assassins. In the Western lore, rooted in the 11th and 12th century, this Shiite Muslim sect of the Ismaili branch left an enduring legacy through their esoteric beliefs and operations and strategic use of targeted assassinations, which really inspired the game creators, the Ubisoft, the studio, and they drew heavily on these historical accounts, blending fact, mythology, and creative reinterpretation of the historical perspective to craft a compelling narrative of secret societies and ideological conflicts in the game. You can also look at... So the book basically talks about, like, during that time, which people sort of interacted with the Assassins, the Assassins, because this group was not highly known in terms of that. They were known as a myth because nobody actually knew about them, where their place was or how they operated, you know. So nobody actually knew them. Nobody actually knew the sect, but they knew it as a mythological society that existed, a secret society that existed and would do anything in their power to achieve their goals. And so this book is basically also an interaction of empires with the group, the Assassins, and some people saw them, some empires knew about them, and how some of the kings were assassinated by this sect. So the book also talks about different sects of Islam which were made after the death of the Prophet, and how they also died as time passed. It also talks about one group is that of the Karamatian sect. Karamatian, I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. This is the group basically, they came close to seizing Baghdad itself in 927 and continuously raided Hajj caravans and pilgrimages, which is in Mecca. And so basically what they did was, this specific sect, that they sort of stole the black stone, the Hajar Aswad, which is inside the wall of the Kaaba, the holy mosque of the Muslims. So they basically stole that, but it was retrieved back and put it back into the Kaaba. So this book also talks about different sects that also existed back then, but specifically it talks about the Assassins, the Assassins, the Ismaili Assassins. So the Nizari Ismailis, the Assassins, use the assassination skill as a political tool, forms the crux of the book, you know. And the writer examines how this method was not merely an act of violence, but a calculated strategy to destabilize their enemies, including the Seljuk Empire, Crusaders, and the Abbasid Caliphate. Unlike modern perceptions of assassination as indiscriminate violence, the Nizaris, the Assassins, employed precision and intelligence, targeting high-profile figures whose removal would yield the maximum impact. The writer emphasizes their ability to wield fear as a psychological weapon, enhancing their reputation far beyond their actual military power. So this sect was known to be really quite small in numbers, but really precise in what they acted and believed upon. There were some allegations made on the assassins that, such as Marco Polo, claimed that the assassins, the Assassins, consumed hashish, a sort of drug, to enter a trance-like state before carrying out their missions of assassination. The writer carefully dissects this narrative, suggesting it was like exaggerated or fabricated to demonize the group. But there are some allegations that they do consumed such drugs, which gave them sort of higher sense of, you know, they were more alert in their surroundings. They sort of like an adrenaline rush or sort of a thing. They did consume some drugs, which made them faster or something. Not like in a supernatural way, but just like in their reflexes became really, really strong and fast. There was also this suggestion that the sect, whenever they were recruited, they were drugged and shown visions of paradise to ensure their loyalty is similarly scrutinized. So the writer contextualizes these stories as part of a broader effort to frame the Nizaris as an exotic and dangerous group. So these assassins, the Nizari Ismailis, faced relentless pressure from their adversaries, culminating in the Mongol invasions of the 13th century. Alamut, the place where they resided, the castle, and other strongholds were destroyed, marking the decline of their political power. And the writer narrates this downfall with a focus on the resilience of the Ismaili community, the sect, which adapted to changing circumstances and survived as a religious and cultural force in that era. But some also believe that they still exist today in this current time. And the book sort of concludes by exploring the assassins' enduring legacy from their influence on medieval politics to their transformation into symbols and mystery and mythological characters like the game, and intrigue in popular culture, which still exists today, that, as I mentioned, the game Assassin's Creed. So I guess that is it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like to learn about this book or get the book or read about it, do leave the comments, do let me know about it. And if there's any other books that you would like me to do an analysis or read about, so that I can convey to you guys what that book is about, please do let me know that also. Please do leave a comment below and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and I guess see you in the next video. Have a good day.